afternoon, everybody. Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay, fellas, this is video number 2 for A model, 1/72nd scale, Marshall Mars Martin flying boat. Okay, guys, as I discussed on the first video on the introduction of this kit here I'm building, and I was going to make a group build out of it, like a seaplane flying boat group build. So far, that's what I'm going to be starting right now. So I got a new group build. Those who want to join, I'm very honored, each one of you, and you're welcome to join in. I pondered on it and decided, what the heck, I haven't shook down a group build in a long time, so I think it's about time. So I got the Portland over here. I have a video of that coming. It'll probably be tomorrow. I have it for you. I got a lot of work done on that, so I'll be a video posted on my Portland steamer. So please stay posted tomorrow. I have that for you out there tomorrow for you. Okay, getting back to the Mars, of course. Alrighty, this is going to be a group build. This is going to be video number 2. So far we got Panzerman Bill from Panzerman's Bunker. He commented me on video number 1 on the Mars that he'd like to join in. And the Panzerman Bill, you're welcome, dear friend. Brother Bill, you're welcome to join in, sir. And I love that PBM Mariner you made. That's a very good kit for as old as it is. It's probably one of the, at the time, that was the only PBM Mariner kit available at the time. Now they got a few out there floating around, but it's a beautiful kit. You did a wonderful job on it. And the boys look very, very wonderful too, your dogs. I know you had 3 of them now. I saw them. Wow, that's beautiful. I love those bulldogs. Thank you, Brother Bill, you're welcome to join in, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate this very much. And I'm honored to you, sir. Okay, getting back. Now, getting back to the kit before we start showing some videos on this thing. This kit is not made for the novice at heart, although it looks very simple to put together. But this is not your ordinary Joe kit. This is an Eastern kit, comes from Ukraine. And they do their kits a lot differently than how we do ours, and how we're so used to Tamiya, Trumpeter, Hasegawa, Revell, Monogram, Hong Kong models, wingnut models, wingnut wings, all these companies that spoil us rotten to the core. Well, this one here will not spoil you rotten to the core. It'll make a model builder out of you. The main body, main parts of this thing to build it as the airplane itself consist of 5 parts. You got 2 horizontal stabilizer pieces that fit, 1 entire fuselage, and 2 wings. And everything else is polystyrene sprues, which were the big old huge baggie I showed you, and we went there during the inbox review. Now, to my surprise, I assumed at the time that the fuselage and the wings and the stabilizer was plastic. And the way I looked at it is, it looks like it's a really tough plastic. Then I started sanding on it. Then that beautiful smell of resin appeared. It was fiberglass. So this kit is half fiberglass, and the rest is polystyrene plastic. And the clarity of the instructions are not too concise compared to a lot of instructions out there. There's a lot of things in there that's confusing compared to the parts, especially the floats. There's exactly 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 14 pieces to the floats, and they're not really discussed clarity on the instructions how they go together. They just show you all the parts you use. They got right hand floats and left hand floats. So after taking around for a while, it took me about 4 hours for me to figure out how those floats go together. So I got them all together, and the airplane's in its entirety. So I've been doing some sanding on it. I haven't primed it yet. I went and got this. I assembled it. with 5-minute epoxy. No ACC glue, no polyurethane glue, just epoxy. And the wings, I drilled out all those holes along the wing roots on the fuselage, you remember? Same thing on the stabilizer roots on the fuselage. There's 2 holes there. I drilled holes through there. Then I got me some brass rod. I got a lot of brass rod laying around in a little tube that I have. I always save these little tubes. I can put brass rod through there or doweling and then I keep them getting busted and I know where everything's at. Well, I took out about one yard of 1/8 inch, 1/8 brass rod. And I took my mighty bite behind me. It has a bicarbonate blade on there. It'll cut anything. And so I cut four pieces of rod, 2 for the stabilizer and 2 for the wings. And I passed them through the wing roots of the fuselage, going throughout the other wing root. And I epoxied them in place until they're steady. Then I kind of crimped them with the pliers, bent them up a little bit so it gives the wings the proper diameter the Mars had. Then I went ahead and I took a file and I filed the wing roots first before I added the epoxy and everything. And I dry fitted until I got a nice good fit on it, the best size fit I could achieve on it. And I went ahead and epoxied those rods to the wing roots and also the stabilizer roots. And when they dried, like I said, I kind of kinked them up a little bit. Then when it dried, I went and put 5-minute epoxy on the wings and put them together and let them sit there. I held them for a while until they dried. Now after that, did some sanding. That's when I knew I smelt that fiberglass smell when I was sanding on it. And I said, man, this stuff is really hard to sand. What kind of plastic these guys use there, but it's fiberglass. So I filled in the seams in there through the wings by using 2-part Bondo. You got the cream hardener here, right here, the cream hardener right here. And this is the regular stuff. And you got to mix together to get a good heat, get a good fill. And I filled in those wing roots. You'll see it on the model. And it dries real fast, so I went and tried to sand it. Then I'll go back over with my putty of choice, Bondo glazing putty. Well, I'll go ahead and shoot some primer on this thing and repeat the process until all blemishes and imperfections are completely erased from the from view of the model. Okay, camera's always friendly. I'm very friendly. Just got home from work. I feel quite chipper, so I feel like making a video. So this is going to be video number 2 of the Mars. Okay, right behind me you see her. You guys say, wow, Frank, you got to get her pretty quick. Oh, it wasn't as quick as you thought I got, guys. There's a lot going on in this kit, and just 2 wings that put together already for you, the fuselages, is sanding those parts, making everything fit. A beautiful flying boat she is. Wingspan almost a football field long. It's 200 yards, it'll be 200 feet wingspan that the Mars had. A very big airplane. Remember, she was a 747 of the 1940s. On the prototype, back here on the stabilizers back here, this here was never realized. By 1939, when this Mars came out, your empennage came straight this way. You had stabilizers here, and you had a rudder coming out here, and another rudder coming out here. It had the resemblance of the PBM Mariner. What the Mars at the time was nothing but an oversized PBM Mariner. Huge. They always called Mr. Glenn L. Martin Mr. Big, because all he ever said around airplanes, I like them big, I'm going to make them bigger. He had one aircraft he was going to do, but they decided, no, they don't need no more of those. The Mars is good enough. He was going to make another flying boat, a lot more bigger than the Mars, the Model 170. He was going to make one called the Jupiter. The Jupiter had a wingspan of 345 feet. That's big, fellas. That's bigger than Howard Hughes' Spruce Goose, the old Hercules. It's huge. And it had 6 engines on there. Glenn L. Martin wanted really big. He says, you know, make them even bigger. And they said, no, no, we don't need them. The Mars is enough right now. This is a big government job we did. We deal with aircraft in this size, fellas. It's a big government thing, you know? I mean, because you're making these things for the Navy or the Coast Guard or the Air Force or the Army, whatever they need them. And these flying boats are very, very important aircraft until the mid-1950s, when they don't need them anymore. It's because they were superseded by prop-driven aircraft that had the equal range as the flying boats, and plus all these countries and continents where they flew at had airports that could be able to support them. So what it did, it rendered the Martin Mars and the rest of them obsolete, and they become in the dismantler's torch, or they become in museums, or they scrap them. The Martin Mars was very lucky. It was saved by the Canada Forest Industries. They use them as aerial Boret bombers. And they bought all, the Forest Industries bought all three Mars. They bought the Marshall Mars, Philippine Mars, the Hawaiian Mars, the Caroline Mars. They bought that too. Actually, there was about 6 Mars that was built by Glenn L. Martin. And the Hawaiian Mars was the first one that caught fire. Then they made another Mars, they called it the Hawaiian Mars again. So the Mars was a very, very big airplane. It can carry up to 200-300 people. And these things were huge. They're big, big boats. So like I said on the introduction, I remember flying in the Hawaiian Mars one time. It was big. You had to go to the Seaplane wharf, and then they'd take a boat from the wharf out to the mooring buoy where the flying boat was at, and the side door behind the wings. That's how everybody loaded up. I mean, I tell you, I got aboard that thing. I can remember my mother was pregnant with my brother Gary, and there must have been about a couple hundred people in that thing. And I can remember we had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Hershey bars and hot chocolate. They were sack lunches they made for us to eat. And they had one toilet on this thing. All the way back, there's a spiral case stairways that goes up towards the rudder, up in this area up in here. It goes up like a spiral. You got the loo of the toilet over there. It's a chemical toilet. And I can remember a lot of people were really crossing their legs and jumping up and down to go to the bathroom, because everybody had the same thing in mind, going to the bathroom. So the Martin Mars wasn't designed for girls' head and the boys' head. They were the cargo plane. Okay, we're going to join in and show you what did this thing. That's a Bondo I did right here. This thing's all epoxy together. It's strong. I could throw this thing right now and it ain't gonna break. Underneath, the same thing had to be repeated underneath the wing here, on the wing joints. Then I can go back, shoot some primer. I'll go back and spot some spotting putty on there. Same thing there too. As you can see in the camera. That's where the wing rivets go at. So that's why I use that Bondo right there. I put sheet styrene in there, and I went and filled it with putty. Okay guys, that's as far as I got on this thing. So I'm going to resume on tonight. My battery's getting low on my cameras. You can excuse the fast abrupt cut off. Make mama happy. Take care of yourselves, fellas, and God bless you all. And stay posted in Facebook magazine. I got some pictures as I shot, so it'll be on Mr. Warren Blanch's Strike Eagle Models Facebook page. This is Frankie Day signing up. Frankie Day Models. Make mama happy. Spend wisely. Take care of yourselves, guys. And thank you very much for my new subscribers out there. I'm very honored to you. Thank you very much, guys. God bless you, and stay posted for the steamer Ward, Portland. Ward. No, only human. See you, boys. Take care of yourself, guys. I love you, fellas.